Some other things I've also, well, I have this, it's a little bit hard to see here. This is just the controller for the doors. So I had the door handles, I was installing the door handles and the latches, and I kind of realized that the latches that come with the Factory 5 kit, they don't have a locking mechanism. So you can have the Corvette handles on the outside with the lock, but the lock doesn't really go to anything, and you can't really lock the doors. So wasn't quite sure what to do with that. Pretty much everyone else that has gotten the GTM has gone with these door poppers, and so that's kind of what I did as well. So what I'll end up doing is shaving the handles. So I'll just patch this over with some fiberglass. There will be no handles there, and I'll just use the door poppers, and this is just one of the inside ones, and you can see how it works. So that's just a little button here, and pops open. So that'll be from when you're on the inside. I also have, sorry for my finger there, the key fob as well. So this slides down, and hopefully number one should open the driver's side. There we go. And then quickly go around to the passenger side. And I actually haven't tested the key fob yet on the passenger side, but theoretically number two should open the passenger side. And there we go. So that works. I'm going to get rid of that handle as well. So they'll both be shaved door handles. And so that's what I have for that. All right, so a little bit going on the inside. It's kind of a mess because I'm still working on it right now. But I did end up installing a master switch for the battery. So this is, and one of the things that I did do is I hooked up the door poppers so that they're constantly on. So they're actually on. So even without this switch, the door poppers will work. But that's the only thing that will work. And obviously you want that. So if I take that little key with me, I can still get in the car. The door poppers will still work. But nothing else will work until basically you turn it and you hook up the battery. So it's a little bit of a safety issue. It's a kill switch, especially for if it's on the track. All right, a couple other things. As you can see, I don't know if in the other videos you saw that I already had the vinyl on the center console area there, the center tunnel. That I took off. It wasn't sticking too well, and I don't know why. It was starting to peel off. I did everything by the directions, and you can see that there's glue is still on there, but for some reason it wasn't sticking. I did it. It was the correct temperature when I did it. I let it tack up like it said to do, but it was just not holding. So interesting thing is all the carpet that I put in doing the same way, that's all fine and has held up. So actually what I'm going to do is just carpet the center tunnel as well. I do have some extra carpet, and so I'm going to do that. If I run out, it should be pretty easy. It's just black, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. But I do have the vents cut out here on the driver's side, and again where the battery cutoff switch is. And I'll take you around again to the passenger side. So I do have carpet on the center console area on this side. I have a little bit more to do in the back and the front. It's a little too cold right now to do it, so I'm waiting till things warm up a bit that I can do the carpet. I do have just a USB, basically charger, so that'll charge phones or whatever you need to do. This is just a USB port for the radio. So anything, it'll just hook up to there. And then I have another USB port down here. And this is for, on the other side of this wall, there is a little computer for the traction control device. And that is by Race TCS. And I will do probably a whole video on that because there was a lot that was involved in that. Basically a lot of wiring and hooking up to the fuel injectors. So basically that is just a an aftermarket traction control system these are some of the wires here that go to that, and over to the other side for the other set of fuel injectors. And basically what it is when the wheels spin, and so I did have to hook up these sensors to the wheels, and there's one on each of the wheels, so all 4 corners, and it will sense a difference between how fast the rear wheels are spinning compared to the front wheels. And if it senses that they're spinning, then it will shut off certain fuel injectors to basically regain traction. Haven't been able to test it fully. Again, there's a USB port where you can hook it up to a computer and see how things are working, and everything seems to be working fine. I haven't been able to road test it yet, so again, that'll probably be a whole separate video by itself. So that'll be more of a technical video, just showing you how the wiring is, and then also a real world video of how the car performs with and without the traction control. So it is a variable traction control, and I don't have the knob here to show you, but there's several different positions that you can adjust how much wheel spin you're allowed, or that you want. So if you want to do burnouts and that kind of thing, you can turn the traction control off completely, or you can have it very high, and so you don't get any wheel spin at all. So we'll test that out in a later video though.